Alright, unit number 9, quiz number 1. I'm calling this star over here and this star over here quiz 1 for geometric series. Okay, find the sum of the first 7 terms. So I'm going to use the geometric series formula, which goes S. Sum of all 7 terms. I'm just going to substitute it directly. I'm not going to rewrite it. Some terms, and then the initial term, which is 1024 here, 1 minus the common ratio, which looks to be 1/2. It's asking for 7 terms, so n is 7. And when 1 minus the common ratio was 1/2. So just enter all this in the calculator. 1024, open parentheses, 1 minus 1/2, 2 to the 7th power, and then divide it all over 0.5, you get 2032. 2032. Okay, use the same. Oh, it's asking for the first term now. So the sum of the 3 terms is 171 equals the first term multiply 1 minus the common ratio, which is 2/3 in those 3 terms, and 1 minus the common ratio. You solve for A. 1 minus 2/3 is 1/3, so you multiply 1/3 on both sides. 171 times 1 over 3, you get 57. 57 equals A. 1 minus 2/3 cubed. You divide by 1 minus 2/3 cubes on both sides. Or so divide by 1 minus 2 over 3 cubed, and you get A equals to 81. 81. Okay, again, the formula again. So, sum of the first 4 terms, the initial term, the first term is 64, 1 minus the common ratio, which is 0.75, over to the 4th power, because there are 4 terms, and 1 minus the common ratio, which is 0.75. Just compute this in the calculator. 64, open parentheses, 1 minus 0.75 to the 4th power, and then divide it all by 0.25, you get 175. Okay, same thing. Use the formula. First, the sum of the first 8 terms is the initial term, which is 2. 1 minus the common ratio, which looks to be 4, because 2 times 4 is 8. So 4, and then just 8 terms. So you put 8th power, and 1 minus the common ratio, which is 4. Put this all in the calculator. 1 minus 4 to the 8th. Divide that by -3. You get 43,690. Alright, that's the first one. That's this one over here. Now you have this one with the word problems. Okay, each year, Francesca. Okay, so it's asking for the initial value. So the sum of all the terms, all the five terms is 187,345 equals to the initial term multiplied by 1 minus the common ratio, which is looks to be 1.02 because it's 2% higher than her previous year, 1.02, and there's 5 terms, so we raise that to the 5th power, and do 1 minus the common ratio, which is 1.02. Solve for this. So you can multiply negative 0.02 on both sides, because 1 minus 1.02 is negative 0.02. So we can do that first. So 187,345 multiplied by negative 0.02. You get negative 3746.9 equals A. 1 minus 1.02 to the 5th. We can divide both sides by 1 minus 1.02 to the 5th. So we can do that now. Divide by 1 minus 1.02 to the 5th. And you get A equals 35,999.91434. And that's round to the nearest thousand. So this is the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So $36,000. Okay, this is the same thing. 3-day hiking trip. Total of 83.25 was the initial term. 1 minus the common ratio 3/4 distance that you walked the day before. So 3/4. There's 3 days, so you would raise it to the third power, and you do 1 minus the common ratio. Solve. You can divide 83.25 by 0.25 to get 333. To get this out of here was a 1 minus 3/4 to the third power, and then we could just divide by 1 minus 3/4 to the third power on both sides, and you get that a equals 576. Wait, did I do this? I don't think I did this correctly. He walked 83.25 in total. Did I do this wrong? Oh, I divided by point. Okay, so 83. I made a mistake here. I divided instead of multiplied in my calculator. Okay, let's start again. 1 minus 3/4. We can multiply. So 83.25 times 0.25, not divide like I did in my calculator. 20.8125. A 1 minus 3/4 to the third power, and we can divide the 1 minus 3/4 to the third power from both sides. So that divided by 1 minus 3/4 to the third power, you get that a equals 36. That makes more sense. Okay. On the first day again. Okay, so 671 equals the initial term 1 minus 1.2 because 20% more, and 4 days, so we raise the fourth power. Then 1 minus the common ratio 1.2. You can multiply. Negative 0.2 on both sides. Negative 0.2 on both sides. And you get negative 134.2 was a 1 minus 1.2 to the fourth. Divide by 1.1.2 to the fourth on both sides to isolate a. So 1 minus 1.2 to the fourth. Yeah, a equals 125. 125. Okay. Okay, so now we need to find the sum. Instead of finding the initial term, we're given an initial term. First swing is 10, and 1 minus the common ratio 9/10, and 25 swings, so you raise to 25th power. Over 1 minus the common ratio 9/10, I'll evaluate this in the calculator. 10, open parentheses, 1 minus 9/10, to the 25th power, all over 0.1. This is 92.80 as sum of 25. The 25 terms 92.82 102.012. Round to nearest meter is 93 meters. All right, that's what I call quiz number 1. There's 1, 2, 3 quizzes left and a unit test at the end.